So I've been a chief engineer at a couple of different hotels, Residence Inn, Drury Inn, Suites, which became a Hyatt Place, others. For over 25 years, a chief engineer, and then before that, a maintenance person. And, I've done other stuff way in my past. The last year and a half, I've just served as a maintenance person. And, people think it's just a matter of screwdrivers and hammers, but I'll tell you something, there's a lot of analogies that are applicable to living in life. And one of them I'm going to share with you right now. It's a good paradigm for how you plan and manage your life. There are typically basically two types of maintenance. There is crisis maintenance and there is preventive maintenance. And you'll always have crisis maintenance. It's something that just happens. It says, give me attention right now. That is crisis maintenance. It can be anything from a leak to a electrical thing in regular maintenance. But in life, it could be a tornado, a flood, a heart attack. These things that just say, pay attention to me right now. Emergency type stuff. This is crisis maintenance. They demand a decision and or action from you right now. Crisis maintenance. Preventive maintenance, on the other hand, is something that you do in order to reduce crisis maintenance. It is an upkeep to maintain, to keep things in a pristine or as close to pristine condition as possible in a working, functional mode. And it requires an investment of materials, time, labor, money, but in the long run it saves you because you don't have the crisis stuff come up so much. A good example of this would be, for example, the way you take care of your body. You bathe, you take medications, you watch what you eat in terms of sugar and calories, and you exercise. All this is preventive maintenance. Now, of course, if you were to have a heart attack, a stent, and that heart attack would be crisis maintenance. You see the difference? And so, typically, what gets put on the back shelf is preventive maintenance, because preventive maintenance requires a routine plugging away, and it's an invisible thing, so it's the first to go. Crisis maintenance will take precedence over routine maintenance because it says, look at me right now, take care of me right now. It is an emergency. So when you're living your life from emergency to emergency, from crisis to crisis, to right now, you don't have time for preventive maintenance. It just doesn't come into the equation because you don't have time to invest, you don't have materials to invest, you don't have resources because you're using them all in the crisis maintenance. If you were to think of your own emotional brain activity, your physical activity, if you're always in a fight or flight mode, then you don't have that wherewithal to preventively get out of that trap of fight or flight. And there's the rub, isn't it? That's where you have to look at, and that's the point of this whole little video thing here. When you go into a situation, or when you're in a situation where it is constant crisis, that tells you that there is little preventive going on. Now, it may be too late. Some things just need to be scrapped and started all over. Some things just, it's a too far gone kind of thing. And you just have to literally start all over. But some things you can work at it and balance it out. You can start to institute preventive maintenance to lessen the crisis maintenance. At first you seek a balance, but after a while, if you do it right, you get to where there is more routine, non-demanding crisis I'm sorry, there is more routine, non-demanding preventive maintenance going on that allows you more leisure time or more time to focus on things you may want to focus on outside of the maintenance aspect, and less of the crisis, look at me right now emergency modes. So that's the goal, is to achieve first a balance, and you quit feeding the crisis. And the way to recognize it again is if you're constantly in crisis mode, something's going on. You got to get out of that mode. That's a fight or flight type thing. That requires a massive amount of emotional drain and financial drain and physical drain. You need to get into a position in your life where there is a balance between the preventive and the crisis, and looking toward a goal where you are experiencing maybe 10 or 15% of crisis maintenance, and the rest is all either preventive or utilized for new building, for example. So that is a little paradigm that I picked up along the way that relates to maintenance, but relates to life as well. And I hope it benefits you.